Hey everyone, welcome back to AI for Procs. Today we are going to learn remote management and win RM with PowerShell. How to manage remote server with the help of PowerShell. Okay. So guys, why do we need remote management? The thing is that as a IT professional, as a smart IT professional, I do not want to log in on each server one by one and then perform the operations on those server. Instead, I will be creating PowerShell script and I will be managing the remote servers from one server where I have created that setup that this server can manage all other servers with the help of PowerShell. Okay. So how can I do that? For that, there are two ways we can manage the servers remotely from WinRM and WMI. So we will check that, but let's see what are the benefit. Efficiency at scale, manage multiple Windows system efficiently without physically access to each machine. Automation power, automate repeated tasks across servers and workstations, saving countless hours. Modern IT essential, critical and modern IT operations, cloud infrastructure and hybrid environment. We can perform all such operations from one single server to all other servers with the help of PowerShell remotely. So what is the impact? The business impact is 75% time saving reduction in administrative overhead with remote management. 10x faster response, quick incident and response compared to on-site troubleshooting. 90% cost reduction, decrease in travel and physical infrastructure cost. 24 into 7 always available round the clock system management from anywhere. So what is WinRM guys? So WinRM is a Microsoft provided configuration on all Windows servers, which provide a facility to manage the remote server from another server. Okay, so WS management is the protocol for that. Okay, and it is Microsoft implemented of the industry standard WS management protocol for secure system management. PowerShell remoting enable PowerShell remoting capabilities, run commands and execute scripts on the remote machine securely over the network, and built-in technology natively included in all supported Windows versions since 2008 and Windows 7 plus. No additional software required for this. Okay, so this is built in within Microsoft. So what is the architecture of WinRM? So the architecture of WinRM is the client layer initiate remote commands via PowerShell. Okay, so as I told you, we would have a jump host from where we will be executing the PowerShell commands for different server. Okay, so that will be our client layer. Transport layer is the HTTP or HTTPS based on the communication we have opened from that jump server to all other Windows servers. Either we can use HTTP or HTTPS. So we have to configure that listener, and the port will either 5986 or 5985. We have to open that port. Service layer WinRM service process request remote system. So there is a WinRM service running on each server, which is responsible for making sure that the connection is created between that jump server and that remote server so that a script can be executed on that. Execution layer PowerShell executes commands in isolated session. Guys, this is very important. PowerShell execute it on a isolated session on that server. It is not something that it is creating. I mean, it is not running the script within the system. Rather, it is just going to inside that server and creating a separate session, isolated session, and running that script over there. So how to enable the WinRM? To enable the WinRM, there is very simple command actually. We simple need to run a command enable -ps remoting -force. This will start the WinRM service. Set it start automatically. It create a firewall exception rule and it register a session configuration. Okay. To test it whether it is running, there is a command test -wsman and that remote server name, which is this. If you want to check localhost, you also can do localhost. It means if this is successful, it will make sure that your WinRM is configured successfully. So I have created some servers for demonstration purpose. Okay, so this is one of my server, which is my client. I mean, which is my kind of jump host from where I will be running each service. And this is one of my server where I will be running all those services. I mean, I will be checking the remote server. So this is my remote server. I have two servers here. Okay. Let me just small down it because it's so this is my remote server. On this server, I will be fetching the information. Okay. So see, as I told you, first I need to check whether WinRM service is running or not. So this is the command for that, get hyphen service WinRM. If I check that this service is running, okay, and this service is also running on that server, that remote server. Where uh, get hyphen service WinRM. See, this service is running. It means if this service is running, I can manage this server from remote server. Okay. Enable hyphen ps remoting. As I told you, to enable it, I need to run this command in case, and it is going to configure the entire WinRM on that server. Okay. So that is already enable. How can I test? What is the listener on which port? I told you there are two port, right? Whether HTTP or HTTPS, we can configure our listener. So see, I am trying to configure my, I mean, check whether my listener is configured. See, this is configured on transport HTTP port 5985. Okay, so this is about my listener. So it is already configured. I don't need to do anything. Okay. Uh, Next thing is that this is the firewall rule. In case this is not already created, so because Windows by default has a firewall, right? It disable everything. So when we create this firewall rule on the remote machine, it will allow to communicate the WinRM from the remote machine. Okay, so this is the command for firewall. So I'm not going to run it because it is already there. The main thing is that how can I make sure that whether my connection is being created with that remote server or not. Okay, so let me run this command from here. I will check the name of my remote server is server1. Let me check whether it is connecting or not. See, the connection is creating successfully. It can create. Okay, when I'm receiving this output, it means that the connection is created. Okay? So guys, there are two ways to manage the remote server. Okay, one is that there are few commandlets which has by default I mean by default available, that we can manage directly those commands on remote server. Example, that get hyphen service hyphen computer name and remote server name. Okay, so if I run command get hyphen service, this command will execute on my local machine, this server where I am right now logged in. But I want to see the services on another computer. How can I do that? So to do that, I need to run get hyphen service hyphen computer name, and then I have to give the name of that server. And what is that server? That is server one. So if I run this command, then I will get the services of remote server. This command will make sure that I can get the services of remote server. How can I make sure that these are? Okay, Uh, Let me also select the server name, computer name. We do one thing. Mm, Let me run it in this way. Get hyphen server. Uh, select select hyphen object, and I want the name and p and computer name. I think this is the command. Computer name is not the command. Let me get hyphen service select star. Okay, select star will fetch everything. See, so see, this is the way, guys, you can run star. And now what I need to know, I need to know the remote computer name, right? This is the machine name. Actually, this is the machine name. The property name is machine name. So what I want to do, name and machine ठीक है. Okay. If I run this command, see this got this is for server name. Similar way, if I run this command without this one, if I run this without this, what what will be the out? It will give me the another server name. This is dot mean this local server. Okay. Dot mean this local server. Actually, the name of this local server is DC. But when I'm running it for the remote server, it will run this. Similar way, there is a get hyphen process. So there are such commands actually. I'm trying to say that there are some commandlets which support the remote computers details, right? And this is one of them. Get hyphen process, and it is checking the process of remote computer. But there are still few commands which do not support hyphen computer name. So how can I run those commands to the remote servers? Okay, so that is one of the thing. See, example of those commands like get hyphen child item. Okay, if I run get hyphen child hyphen path c, and if I try to run it for a remote computer, it is not available. I cannot run it for a remote computer. I can run it only for this local computer. Similar way, get hyphen local user, I can run it for a local user. So how can I check the C drive data of that remote computer, and how can I check the local user running on that remote computer? Okay, so for that we have a command in PowerShell, that is invoke hyphen command. Invoke hyphen command, and then we have to give the computer name where exactly I want to execute that command. Okay, that is server one, and then I need to write the script block. Which script block I want to run inside that computer. Okay, so this is the way, guys. So this is the way I can run those commands inside the remote computer which do not support hyphen computer name. Okay, so let me run. I want to see the C drive and local user of that remote computer. Okay, so how can I do that? I will run this script and see. See, it got me the C drive directories, and it got me very simple. Okay, so I hope this clear to you that how exactly we can do. Here is another way that but this is interactive one. In case I want to log into that computer, that remote computer PowerShell, and want to manage that. Okay, so how can I do in so this is just an interactive session. I can simply run this command enter hyphen ps session. Okay, it connecting to remote server is failed. The following error, WinRM cannot process the request. The following server verify that computer exists in network. Okay, it's 01 actually. This is server one. The computer name was wrong. That's why it gave the error. Okay, so let me go inside that remote session. I am inside server one remote session. Now, whatever command I will be running here, get hyphen local groups, I will be getting all the groups of that remote computer because I am running this command on my remote computer with the help of ps session. Get hyphen child item c dollar will check the C drive of that server. Okay, how can I exit from that? I can exit simple exit hyphen ps session. Okay, so if I exit now, I am coming back in my local machine. So this is just for interactive, guys. Whenever you want to just manage that session interactively, you want to check something on that server interactively, then you can always use enter hyphen ps session. Okay. Another way of managing the computer is that although this is old one, that is WMI, Windows uh, Management Instrument Services, right? So what are WMI? WMI provide detailed system data link, OS info, BIOS system services, etc. It can work remotely using DCOM RPC even with WinRM is off. So in case we do not have WinRM, we also can access the remote server with the help of WMI. Okay, so how can I do? First, I will check how exactly we can get the details on the local server. Okay, so whenever we are accessing the WMI, the command for this get hyphen WMI object, and then we have to enter the class under which class I am trying to. So Win32 operating system class, I want to access and I want to get the operating system information. Okay, so if I run this command, it will give me that system, this build number, registered user, serial number, and version. It gave me all this. In case I want to see the BIOS information of this server, I can simply run this one and it will give me the BIOS information. Okay, simply I want to see what are the quick fix engineering on my this system, it will give me all those details. Okay, in case I, okay, but so far I have checked these information for the local computer. Okay, but I want to get the operating system of the remote computer. How can I do that? So the same way that I need to do that, get hyphen wmi, and I need to provide the class, and there is a option hyphen computer name, and I need to provide the name of that remote server, and it is going to help me to get the information of remote computer. Can you see it? Okay. Sometimes guys, we have separate credential available, although right now I have the credential which work on both server because both servers are domain joined. But sometimes in case you do not have the, I mean, you do need to enter the manual credential, so you can use this way, credential get hyphen credential. Okay, get hyphen credential. It will ask you, please supply the credential this way. Let me supply the credential AI for prox loss ADM, this one, and I will enter my password. Okay, so I have did this password. Now, whenever this computer will try to connect on that remote server one, it will use these credential which I filled earlier, this field. Okay, so that is why I will now run this command and it will check. It will connect on that computer with the credentials. So something went wrong here probably. So that's why it is not connecting. But yeah, if I use this, I already have a credential. See, it is getting the data. I might have entered the wrong credential here, but yeah, this is something that whenever you want to use a separate credential to fetch any information from a server, you can always use credential and then you have to provide the credential there. Okay, so I want to see the what are the stop services on my server one, my remote server. Okay, so how can I do? Again, as we discuss, invoke hyphen command is the command, and in this way I can check. So this example will fetch all the stop services on the remote server. See, this is the all the on this server. Okay. In case I want to start a service, say I want to start a print spooler service on remote computer. So what I am doing, all the commands are same. I mean the first commands are same. The only changes I'm doing in the script block. Whatever I will be written in the script block, it will be executed in the remote computer. It is started. Okay. Uh, there is also one thing, sim. So sim is similar to the WMI. So get high, instead of get hyphen WMI, we also can use get hyphen sim instance, and the classes are almost same. We have to provide the server name and it will also get the information for the room. So for example, I want to know the last boot up time of the remote computer. So this is the command for that. It says server one last rebooted on this date. Okay. In case I want to see the status of the BITS service on that remote server or multiple servers. See, this is asking for multiple servers. Okay. I don't have multiple servers. I have only one server, but yeah, it will give me error for rest of the server and it will run for only one server. Server 2 cannot, server 3 cannot connected, and server 1 it says that it is stopped. Okay. So this is the end of this session, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you understand it, and please continue with your practice and manage the remote servers with the help of PowerShell. It will give you a great confidence. Thank you so